Many thanks for staying tuned to the program this morning. Yes, I have another guest in the studio. He is a civil engineer. I know most of you are wondering how the buildings in Abuja came by. Well, there are people in charge, there are people whose work it is to make sure that all the structures are intact. I would like to welcome Engineer Wale Olaleye. He is a civil engineer, like I said earlier, and also the MD, CEO, Swales Nigeria Limited. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming around.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, so now let's talk about building plans. Let's start from there. Tell us more about building plans.
Thank you very much. When you say building plan, I'd rather call it building drawings.
That's okay.
Drawings are what you need. If a client or an individual want to build, the first thing is having a drawing.
Yeah.
The drawing comprises of the architectural drawing, which shows how the building will look like. Then you have to, if it is more than a story building, you need to have a structural engineer to also do the structural aspect. Then you need the electrical engineer for the electrical part. You need a mechanical engineer for the mechanical part. That is what comprises of the building drawings, which people call building plan. As ordinarily as building drawing, because a plan is just aspects of the drawing.
Okay. So now Abuja is set to have had or still has a master plan.
Yes.
So now tell us what it takes to have a master plan.
You know, Abuja is a new city that was built virtually on maybe the Fiji land. So what we mean by master plan is a plan that shows the layouts of a modern city. It shows where every infrastructure will be, where there's going to be buildings, where are going to be grey areas, we're going to have recreational facilities and all what you have you. That's what you said about building plan. And over times, successive administration in Abuja has been trying to maintain this Abuja master plan. That's why you hear about demolition here and there, where people violate this master plan. People building on sewer lines, on recreation area that are not meant, because all the areas have been planned for specific purposes.
Now let's talk about specific purposes and specific areas. Are there specific buildings for specific areas?
Definitely.
Okay.
There are where you call residential areas.
Okay.
There are commercial areas. There are recreational areas. There are green areas. So those are what we mean by specific. So if a residential area now, that means for resident. And you can remember when Malam El-Rufai was the Minister of FCT, he tried as much as possible to ensure strict adherence to this master plan. So if you go and have a commercial building in a residential area, you will be charged heavily. Because definitely it's going to inconvenience those people living in the residential area because of the parking lot and all what have you. So that's what you mean by following strictly what is meant by, okay, this is meant for this is meant for this, and you have it like that. You can see that we now have a lot of gray areas in Abuja now.
Yes.
Which is due to the master plan. And we are talking of green, what do we call it now? This climate change now, where we need greens in our environment for us to have a balanced environment.
Okay, so I know you don't work alone.
Yes.
You work with the architect. Yes?
Yes.
So, and then there are other people that you also work with.
Yes.
Like the same.
Well, the building industry comprises of layers of professionals. The first is the architects, as I've said earlier on. Architects are the ones that will design. They are about aesthetics. How do you want your building to look like? So architects work with civil engineer or a building engineer. Then we have even a quantity surveying. Those are the ones that are in charge of costs. After the architect, the engineers have finished all the drawing, the quantity survey will now cost the building to give you an idea of how much it will take you to build your house. So those are the professionals now, the architect, the civil engineer, the building engineer, the electrical, the mechanical, and the quantity survey.
Okay, so Now, most of these areas that have compromised their buildings,
Yes.
what do you think should be done about it?
Well, as you are very much aware, when a new minister came in, start demolition again. It is,
But did they give them prior notice?
well, I can tell you, I've been in Abuja for quite a while. There's no government agency that will just wake up and go and demolish a house.
Okay.
If you're moving around, you will see them marking the house.
Yeah.
And they even put the dates. So I've been marked for even a year. But you know, we know our attitude. And they may not come. They may not even come at all.
Maybe just an empty threat.
So, and also they may be finding their way to see some officials. Don't worry, continue to live there. So there's no way there won't be prior warning. And one important thing is when you are erecting a building in Abuja, go through normal channels. After you have had this drawing, you must take it for approval. When you got the approval, before you come and start to build. And when you are building, all the districts have people that are supervising the works there, so that they'll be monitoring each stage of your building to ensure compliance with the drawing that you have submitted and have been approved. But you know, Nigeria at times we like to cut corners. And that's the danger. But if you build where you're not supposed to build, the government will demolish without compensation. But if you build where you're supposed to build and you have all your drawing approved, even if government want to use it for overriding public interest, you must be compensated.
Okay, based on one or two people's experiences, this approval takes a long time and it is quite discouraging. I believe maybe that's why some people don't want to go through the right channel. The not too Nigerian factor, we like sharp work.
Well, you said it. You know, what part of what we clamoring for improvement in our service delivery in government agencies and parastatals is get services as at when due. When you need an approval, when you submit your drawing, there must be a timeline for you to get it back. And that will go a long way in giving the confidence to the prospective people that want to build in their city. I think governments will look into it, that's why our new minister should look into that, so that let everybody be up and doing in their assignment. Okay,
so as an engineer, let's talk about your challenges, because I'm not sure it's all smooth along the road.
Not at all, it's not smooth.
So what are your challenges?
As a Nigerian engineer, I'm a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, into building and road construction. The challenges we are having mostly is patronage. Patronage. Because when you don't patronize, how will you develop? Experience comes with practice.
Absolutely.
When you are not, we believe that most of the big jobs should be given to the multinationals. If they don't develop their people, how will they get to where they are? So we need to look inward and also develop. We have what it takes. We have competent professionals in this country that can deliver on any project. I'm quite sure of that. All we need is just an enabling environment.
Okay, so I'm not disputing the fact that we have very good, competent engineers. Yeah. Why do we have some buildings collapsing?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. I can tell you for a fact that all the investigations they've carried on building collapse, you've never seen anyone registered engineer supervising those jobs. When somebody wants to build and say, I have an uncle, just go and be checking it for me. Or I have a mason that I've been building for 10, 20 years. You don't want to pay engineers, you want to pay builders, we don't want to pay professionals. That is the causes of building collapse in Nigeria.
But I feel as a body, if you have a body, why don't you do some checks? Like when you see buildings being erected, go around, ask for the certificates or something like that. You don't think
that's a very good point as well. We have the Nigerian Society of Engineers, we have architects, builders, everybody have their own professional bodies, which is supposed to be doing oversight. Yeah. Even the government, as I've said now, when you want to build, after your building approval, they still go around to monitor. It is that enforcement and monitoring that is not enough.
Okay.
Because if there's adequate monitoring, by the time you go to a building project and you say, where are your professionals?
Exactly.
Because you will submit the professionals that will supervise that project for you during the course of your approval. Where are the engineers, the builders, and but some people just go and submit names of people that will not even be on site. So let the government enforce all this. Because once there's enforcement, I believe the issue of building collapse will be reduced to barest minimum.
You know, I always like to ask people this question because I know everybody, nobody has any limitation.
Okay.
Anything can happen. By the grace of God, if you find yourself at the top, I know you're already there, but there, you know what I mean? What is that one thing you would change, you would do to make a difference?
Well,
that's your last advice.
Yeah, okay. What I would do, we have good policies, we have good, whatever you call it, but I will make all the organs of government to do the needful. Let everybody do their work accordingly. They will not have problem. Okay, when the minister comes and you hear of demolition here and there, it's not the minister that is demolishing the house. If the people that have been shadowed with responsibility have done the needful, there will not be.
Yeah.
The building cannot just come one day and go to the top level.
At all.
When you know that you are building in the wrong place, why don't you stop them at that? But by the time it goes up, the people's sentiment will be there. They have spent a lot of money. Where are you looking at? So I will ensure that every organ, every aspect, every parastatals, agents of government do the needful. By the time everybody do what is right, even the people at the top, even the president will have less, even the minister will have less work to do.
Yeah.
Because everybody is doing the right thing. And Nigerians also know that you can't cut corner. It is because they are value to cut corners.
Yes.
That's why people are doing it. If I know that I can't cut corner, and if I cut corner, I'll pay dearly for it. And people are paying dearly for it. Like if you go ahead and build where you're not supposed to build, and they demolish, you're on your own.
As in on your own.
You're on your own. That is just it. And that has killed a lot of people, have sent a lot of people back to their village from Abuja. We have put all the little hennies and they just come out and demolish it. And it is because some people gave them the go ahead to do it. And another thing is to punish people. Let people pay for, once you do something wrong, let the people serve as a deterrent to other people. That's the way I would do it.
I can't wait for you to be a minister.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, it has been interesting speaking, chatting, and asking questions, interacting with Engineer Wale Olaleye, the MD CEO, Swales Nigeria Limited. Our next, Professor. All right, thank you so much.